Hi, yesterday night I watched a particular video clip that really got me so upset. A particular family was suspecting that their daughter, who was in the university, was doing hookup despite the fact that she was being so well funded. They asked her, she denied it. So they got an influencer who deals with related pranks involved. Okay, now this young man contacted this girl in the school, offered to give her quite a huge amount of money, and the girl showed up in his hotel room. But to her amazement, instead of meeting the man alone, he met the man with a camera. I'll get back to the story. Hi, I'm Gozi Okure. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this channel, we discuss books, reading, and how to leverage reading for success in life. Please subscribe to my channel if you've not done so, and if you're my returning subscriber, you're highly welcome. In today's video, I will be discussing an essential book for every new parent. I believe that one of the greatest privileges in life is to raise children, is to be a parent. Parenting is such a beautiful privilege, and every child arrives into this world programmed with success. Every child comes with a lot of potentials bottled up in their small bodies. When a child is handed over to you, that child comes with the potential to be great in life. Now, how do I know? I know this because you see, in life, cats will give birth to kittens and dogs will give birth to puppies. Now, where do children come from? Children come from the Almighty God. Children come in the image of God. They are created in the image of God. Now, that tells me that every child who is handed over to you as a parent has unlimited potentials, and whatever that child becomes, to a large extent, is a function of what the parents and the primary caregivers make of that child. The environment in which a child is raised goes a long way to determine how great that child will be. And that is why when a child is given to parents who read books, who believe in books, and who are able to surround their children with books, these children grow up loving books. They grow up becoming readers in life. Now, unfortunately, the sad reality is that majority of the children who are born into this world in the 21st century, instead of being surrounded with books, these children are handed the screen when they are in their toddler stages of life. In fact, most people, before they even become toddlers, are given screens. Now, what a lot of parents do not seem to realize is that between the ages of 0 to 7 years, when the child is born to 7 years, that the subconscious mind of children is very open, and they absorb everything happening around them, and they store them up in their mental blueprint. Just the same way an architect will develop a blueprint, and with that blueprint, the architect will go ahead and develop solid structures. We go ahead and build houses. That's how, when children are young, everything they are absorbing in their subconscious mind, they will go out later in life and begin to run life. They begin to act out the things that are stored in their subconscious mind. Now, when a child is in the home where parents are always watching home videos, parents are always watching series, children are always, parents are always watching one adult film or the other in the presence of those children. What those parents do not understand is that the child is absorbing everything happening in the videos. I normally tell people that in this life, what sells most of the time is negative news. So when these people who act these videos, or the people, film producers, are business people, and they want to make profit from their acting, so they lean towards showcasing the negatives happening in the society. And that's why when you're watching their videos, you see a lot of relationships, sexual relationship, you see a lot of consultations of medium, you see all manner of crimes being perpetrated in the videos and all that. And the child who is less than 7, with his subconscious mind that is open, is absorbing all these things. Later in life, the child will go out and begin to act out the things that are stored in his subconscious mind. That is why I sympathize with a lot of young people, like the girl I talked about earlier. Now, this girl got into the room and saw this man, and then there was another guy who was there recording. They now began to record everything, their transaction with her. They were asking her, you are supposed to be in school and you're here. Why are you doing that? Your family is funding you well. Why are you doing that? The girl went on her knees and was begging them that they should please not post the video. But of course, the video has been posted. Now, can you begin to imagine the kind of embarrassment that this will be to that girl? Some of them cannot take it, and a lot of the times they do something stupid to themselves. And that's why it's so important that when you have your own children, if you're a new parent and you are about to have a child, please listen to me and listen to me well. I normally tell people that when children are in the womb, if you are a pregnant woman, you're carrying your baby in the womb, that baby once in a while will kick you or make a movement in your womb does not mean that the child plays football in the womb. No, children do not play football in the womb, because in the womb there are no football fields, there are no television, there are no laptops, and of course there are no video games. So it is when children are born into this world, when they are born and you take that child to your home, everything happening in the home will form a foundation of what that child will become. And that's why I want to use this video to talk to expectant parents, to talk to parents who are about to have new babies or ones that already have new babies, that there is a book you need to read. You see, I raised 3 children, and when I raised my children, I was already aware of the fact that what you present to a child, what you place before the face of a child, determines whether that child will be a star or the child will be a dullard. So what did I do? When I had my children, I made sure I surrounded them with books. I bought board books, I bought bedtime stories, illustrated Bible stories, Aesop's fables. I bought them, right? All manner of books. So my children were surrounded with books. And I can tell you today that they read books, right? My children are readers. Why? Because they saw me reading books and because I surrounded them with books. As parents, there are so many beautiful things we do for our children when we have them. But one of the best things you can do for any child is to give them a reading culture from the cradle. Why? Because books are idea banks. When you train children to read books, to love books, in reading those books, they'll come across ideas. And they say that ideas rule the world. So when a child reads books, has ideas, when that child is growing, if it's a young girl and she's growing up and she needs money, she begins to think of ideas. She will use the ideas that she has garnered, okay, the ideas that she has gleaned from those books. She will implement those ideas and she will be able to earn money for herself. Now, but for these other children whom you have exposed to home videos, and in those home videos, all they see, most of the times what they see is that when young girls need money, they go to men. So you have programmed the child. That child has been saturated in her subconscious mind that that's how life works, that when women need money, they go to men. So at the end of the day, when they begin to do that and you begin to beat them, whose fault was it? Whose fault was it? You are the one that programmed that child for the life she's living, because you are a parent and you determine exactly what happens to your children by the environment you create for them. And it was after my experience of raising my children, seeing all that I did, I took my time and documented them into a book that is titled How to Give Your Children a Reading Culture. This is one book that every parent should read. I remember one lady, after reading that book, sent me a message and said thank you. That's the message I normally get from parents, because you see, sometime last year, June last year, I started giving teaching classes. I started giving webinars to parents on how to give their children a reading culture. I just tried to use that opportunity to teach them exactly what is working for me, exactly what has worked for my children, the ones that have graduated from the university, even the one that is currently in the university. Okay, so you see, that book is titled How to Give Your Children a Reading Culture. And in the dedication of that book, I dedicated the book to all the genius children, all the star children in the world who today are stranded at poverty zones or stranded at failure zones because nobody gave them a reading culture. And that's why your own child must not end up at the failure zones of life. Your children should not end up at the poverty zones of life, because you see, it is said that the common denominator among all failures in life is that failures love entertainment. Okay, failures love to entertain their minds, while successful people train or educate their minds. So as a parent, you have a way. It's either you train your child to learn how to read, or you train your children to go on the path of entertainment. But that shouldn't be you. It's because of you. I had you in mind for writing that book, How to Give Your Children a Reading Culture. This book is a small book, but it is loaded with instructions. It's loaded with tips that can help you to raise stars. Okay, the book is available in Seller. It is equally available in Amazon. Please check the description box for the link to this book. It's such an amazing book that every parent should read it. In it, I discuss extensively what to do, the practical steps you need to take to be able to give your children a reading culture, even as I gave my own children. Thank you for being a part of this beautiful video. If you got value, I want you to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. And until I come your way next time, remain richly blessed.